What's going on, y'all? So listen. So we are back. We are back. Listen, with another review for American Horror Story Apocalypse Season 8, Episode 4. Could it be Satan? Bitch, I think it might. Okay, listen. Um, or somebody, girl, Lucifer, Beelzebub, whoever the fuck you want to call yourself. Listen, listen. We not finna do this, okay? This episode, what I got from this episode is just that there are witches, bitch, and there are warlocks, bitch, and the warlocks is made up of bad bitches, okay? And then Langdon, okay, Michael, he the baddest bitch of them all, okay? Of them all, bitch, okay? He did what Cordelia couldn't do. I said, way to flex, boo. Way to flex. I'm supposed to be on the witch's side. I really am supposed to be on their side and all that shit. But it's just something that magnetic and magnetic about Langdon and the way that he flexed his powers in this episode. I was just sitting here like, you know what? I'ma cheer for you for a second, but then at the end of the episode, when the series go off, I'm gonna be out here for the witches or whatever the fuck. But if we can ever find a way that you and the witches can coexist, which I know that ain't gonna happen, but something got to give because I can't be struggling like this because this is something. This is something. So the episode starts off a few years, like 3 years or so, um, prior when we get to see a young Michael Langdon. So bitch, is Langdon is a teenager at this time. And when we get further after this scene, it say 3 years later before the bomb drop. So let's say he 18 years old by then. 19, 20, 20. So he 21 now or whatever. I'm just going to say that. So he really a young thing. He a young thing and he got all this power, but he got power like an old bitch. You know what I'm saying? And it's just confusing me. Like, okay, bitch. Yeah. But we see this whole scenario going on when he was younger. And remember when he was telling us last week that he you know fashioned mead off of somebody that he knew that cared for him or whatever. Now some people was thinking, I was thinking that it was his mama, but it wasn't his mama. Okay. And then some people in the comments were saying maybe it was like Jessica Lange's character or whatever, but it wasn't her character. It was literally Mead, okay? Some lady that picked him out of nowhere and just stuck to him and let him stay with her. Bitch, gave him some food, okay? Now, the food may or may not be cannibalistic, okay? It could have been a human, it could have been an animal. An animal that we don't eat, supposed to be, like cats and dogs and shit like that. It probably one of those, or it probably was a human. We just don't know because it just didn't look right. And I say that because when she set that food down and behind her we see that 5.6 point star, whatever it was, and we see the red candles. Bitch, I got on red and black too. Oh no, I'm not trying to be taken tonight. Okay. Uh, um we see the little it was like the devil shit in the background. I said, no, 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 we're not gonna do this. Not today, Satan. Not today. And me said yes, okay, because dude was like, she was like, I don't know who loved this more. Um First of all, before Michael was did what they did, Michael started eating that shit. Michael was just eating it. She was like, hold up, you forget one thing. And he was like, oh, okay. Thank you, our eternal Lord of darkness, Lucifer. And I'm sitting here the whole time while he's saying his prayer. They don't say amen, they say Nema. I said, and when you say Nema, baby, listen, it is amen backwards. I just realized that it is amen backward. N-E-M-A. A-M-E-N. I said, oh, Lord, you not finna do this today. Where's my Bible? Where's my Bible? Ooh, let me turn to a scripture, okay? Because it says in Revelations, okay? Revelations what? Any chapter in Revelations. Bitch, we not finna do this. Let one who has hear the ear, say the spirit to the congregation. To the one who conquered, I will give some of the hidden. No, we not finna do this, okay? We not finna pray to Lucifer, all right? And then you got me just sitting there like this. That's right. And then Michael just started eating the food, and I just said, give me a second, because I'm trying to digest all of what you're doing right here. You know, the first scene took me out. That whole prayer took me out. I said, well, you know, when we pray to God, so what did you call it when you praying to Satan? Do you still call it a prayer or whatever? Our internal Lord of darkness and all this shit, Lucifer. But I said, whoo, hurry up past the scene, hurry up past the scene. Mind you, the whole goddamn series is about blasphemy. So, you know, I'm just sitting here clutching this Bible, okay? Because nothing happened, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, shit was going off. She was like, you the only person that I know that love this more than my husband, my first husband. Is it true that you killed your first husband? You know, no, she said, that's why I had to poison him. Is it really true that you killed him? Listen, no, it's not true that I killed him. It's true that I killed all three of my husbands. Lesson need to be is when shit don't work out and you feel like shit ain't working out, you make sure them bitches have life insurance and then you take that shit out. You do away with it. I said, bitch. He said, oh my God, you're so evil. Hell yeah, I'm a devil mama. I said, bitch, what the fuck is going on? That shit had me rolling. I said, I'm a devil mama. Really, girl? Okay. Then we see a scene where she in the grocery store and okay, we're gonna pause that. We're gonna pause that because it flows into something else. Okay. So we go back 3 years later. And this is within the same 3 years. Okay. And so within these 3 years, we see this school full of boys. Just like we saw in American Horror Story Coven, where the witches was all full of girls. These are the warlocks, the males. Okay, they're trying to get their powers together and all that stuff. We see our boo Cheyenne. Okay, shout out to Cheyenne. He was sitting there with a cigarette. Okay, and we see, oh my God, he play on Gotham. Okay, Doctor Strange on Gotham. Is it Doctor Strange? The Doctor on Gotham. Okay, that's who he played. Doctor Strange is Marvel, bitch. Gotham is DC. Get your shit together. Okay, we see him on there. Oh, and if you looked at Father the Bride, he was Martin Short's character, the wedding planner's assistant. That's who he was. Okay, I think his last name is Wu. And then we see Pray Tell. Pose. I said category is warlocks, bitch. Okay, that's what it was up in this bitch. He ain't had to breed that little boy that came down there. You know, they was all supposed to be having a class, doing their little incantations and, you know, practicing their spells and their magics and stuff. The little boy, Mr. Banks, come down there. He late as fuck. He ain't got his books. He went and there go your book, bitch. Okay, now don't be late again. And you know, next thing they get this other guy who I guess is the head being the Grand Chancellor. I said, so you mean to tell me the warlocks is head up by a bunch of bad bitches? Okay, these are queens. Okay, I was like, oh, I like where this going because they was reading each other left and right, and I was here for it. Okay, and they just look all perfectly put together and shit. And so the head Grand Chancellor, he wanted them to see this video of this boy that was in an interrogation room with this detective who was being an asshole and was trying to accuse him of killing somebody with some knives or whatever. And the boy was like, I'm telling you, I didn't do it. You won't see my fingerprints or anything on there. Next thing you know, he picks him up out the chair, throw him on the floor, and he started kicking him and all that stuff. And he's like, bitch, this fucked up. Next thing you know, we see the detective who was this big. Compared to the boy, he was huge, okay? Meaning in structure and size or whatever. And he was an asshole. Next thing you know, we see him go against the wall, okay? Then he goes up. Then he's on the ceiling. His arms go like this, and then his legs go like that, and like that. And then he comes down and he's on his knees. And then next thing you know, his head explode. Mind you, the boy that was in that room, he's still on the floor, and now he's crouching and holding himself in a fetal position, sitting up or whatever the fuck. And we see that it's young Mr. Michael Langdon. I said, boo, you had to do what you had to do to get out of there, okay? It is what it is. I don't blame you because he deserved it. He was being an asshole to you, so don't feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? You young, you need to learn how to harness that power, but what you did for the greater good because ain't no telling how many other people he did that too. So don't feel bad about that, boo-boo. Okay. So, you know, they up there talking and they like, basically the reason why they looking at this, and there's so many different expressions from all four guys. You got Cheyenne, the one with the cigarette. I call him that. That's his real name. Because I think his name was Henry or something like that. He had like 3 first names. I ain't got time for that. Henry Ford something or whatever. He was the one that was like, I don't believe this shit. Whatever. We don't need to talk to him. We don't need to bring him in. Whatever. You got Mr. Wu. He just sitting there like, oh my God. He's just so shocked and like so meek with it, like he the scary one. And then you got Pray Tell looking like, go ahead and bring that bitch in here because we got to see what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? It says, like, bring him in, okay? And the whole thing is, the Grand Chancellor, he thinks that if we harness his powers, and he feels as though he may be the alpha warlock. He may be a warlock, and not only be a warlock, be an alpha. And the alpha is head of everything. The alpha is supposed to be more powerful than the supreme, okay? And we already know Cordelia is the supreme, okay? She got all the power. She can do whatever she can do. She's powerful than anybody right now, and she's just the head of this magic shit. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, when the alpha come through, the alpha got to be a dude, and the alpha is the one that's the head of every fucking thing and more powerful than the supreme. And so oh boy think that that's what Michael is. And I was like, bitch, yes he is, okay? They having doubts, but they bring him in, trying to harness his little powers and talking all that stuff. The Grand Chancellor go get him and was talking to him, and he was like, tell me how it happened or whatever. And he was like, well, we was going shopping for some food, me and my maid, and she was asking the butcher for some go head. She was like, bitch, I don't want the meat. I want the actual go head for my incantations and stuff like that. And then dude was being real rude, like, bitch, I ain't finna let you get nothing. We can't sell you nothing like that for you to do your little crazy rituals or whatever the fuck that is. And then Michael rolled past and was like, you were very rude to her. Don't you talk to her like that no more. And it was like, girl, if you don't get your ass out of here and take that crazy bitch with you. And that pissed Michael off. Michael said, and then all of a sudden, the lights started flickering. And then all of a sudden, the knives that were standing over there, they picked themselves up and they said, bitch, we need another place to land. And so therefore, they landed in face right here, and right here. I said, well, good goddamn. Michael, you ain't have to. That was a little bit of overkill. You was really pissed because he fuck with your meat. And, I get it. We'll do anything for our parents and shit like that, especially somebody that we love. But you ain't have to do all that. But, okay, he was being a little bit rude. So, I guess it's a little bit justified. You could have slapped the dog shit out of him. You ain't have to kill him like that. But, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, moving on from that, Grand Council was like, we gonna get your ass up out of here. Bitch, they opened up the gate, and Michael was looking like, oh, so you got a little bit of magic in you too, because you just went, and the gate opened up. You ain't had no key or nothing. Okay. So the guard is looking like, what the fuck y'all doing or whatever. And he was like, he'll be all right, because he put him up against the wall. And, he won't feel nothing or remember nothing. It'll be cool. And Michael said he sure won't, because next thing you know, he did like that with his hand, cracked that motherfucking neck, and dude died. I said, goddamn, Michael, we just can't be, you can't just be killing everybody. Dude was just doing his job. Okay, he probably could have been a good cop. You just never know. You just never know these days. You really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But this was 3 years before the bomb dropped. Let's remember this. So they bring him to the place. And basically, what wound up happening, the structure where they're at now, the reason why they're underground is because when Cordelia went public, if you go back and you see the end of the coven, when Cordelia went public to the world about what was going on and who they were, whatever, they had a building at first with glass and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, when they went public, people just didn't want them in the neighborhood and basically torched the place down, and so therefore it forced them to go underground. Okay, so the structure in the garden or whatever they was at, that little structure, that spiral thing was the only thing that was left. So they went down underground, and that's where they had the school at or whatever. Michael come down there, was welcomed by the boys that was already there. And, of course, Cheyenne, Mr. Henry Ford, whatever, cigarette, he was just sitting there like, I still don't believe it, okay? After a month, we got him doing all this stuff to prove that he the alpha or whatever. He don't believe that there will ever be an alpha or somebody powerful, more powerful than the supreme, and, be a level 4. You a level 1, because the level 1s was the little boys that we first saw, one with the boy that was late coming in. They were level 1s, okay? The 3 other guys, well, the 4 other guys on the council, They were level threes, okay? And Michael was passing all the tests. They said, find this book for me. Okay, no, tell me where the book at. And it was this book called Adam and Eve by Hammerstein or whatever. It was the first edition. And he said it right when he was saying it too. Okay, I was like, that's clue right there, number one. He can read minds and he knew exactly which book y'all was talking about. He looked into that mirror and instead of going to find the book, he looked into the mirror, stuck his hand through the mirror and came back out with the book. And they was like, extra credit, bitch. Extra motherfucking credit on your ass, all right? And then, they was like, another test. I need you to find, shift yourself and go from one place, spaceship or whatever, go from one place to another. And he had a brick and some knives that was up, and he was like, "What's this is?" They was like, "Motivation, bitch." He started throwing them. Threw it at him. He dodged that shit. He's up there on the step. He over here, over here. Then next thing you know, he threw the knife at the wall. He moved, and next thing you know, he's up on the ceiling. He was like, "How about that? How about that?" I said, "Bitch, what else do you need him to prove?" Because I mean, he passed it everything with flying colors. At this point, I'd be a little bit scared. Okay, this bitch ain't no warlock. I don't know what the fuck you are, cause you not us. You not us. Okay, at this point, I'd be like, we need to get this motherfucker out of here before he try to kill us while we sleep. All right? I put a spell on you. Hocus pocus up in this bitch. Okay? Hocus pocus came on for the last couple of nights. I was like, yeah. But anyway, moving on from that. They do the last third test, and it was to make the weather different in the inside. So next thing you know, Michael gets up. He's like, and then it started snowing. And then all of a sudden, they was like, oh my God, this is cute. So he passed the test. We gonna say what he is. Bitch, Michael wasn't done. Michael started going. And then all of a sudden, it's it's Antarctica up in there. Okay, it's below zero. It's the North Pole up in this bitch. Is it the North Pole? It's the North Pole up in this bitch, okay? Okay, it's cold as shit up in that hole. He about to freeze them to death like this is some day after tomorrow type of shit. Like the weather just dropped like this. You know what I'm saying? And I said, what are you doing? His nose bleeding like he 11 up on this motherfucker. I said, what in the Stranger Things is going on? Okay? And then they snapped him out of it real quick. And he was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I thought they was going to kick his ass out. This is where the the grand chancellor go up there and was like, oh my God, we just gotta let you practice your prowess and harness that bitch and get you know how to use that shit better, and it's all to the good. Then we get out of there from the underground and we go back up top and we go to New Orleans, okay, and then we go to the school for the girls of the witches and stuff like that, the coven, and we see that I think her name is Zoe. We gonna call her Zoe, bitch, because I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what it was. She's teaching a class of a new girls of witches, okay? And this is where we see Mallory for the first time as her old former life. Now, when we first saw the witches again, we had Beverly, Coco, and Mallory. Mallory is asking all these questions to Emma Roberts' character, Madison, and she was like, who am I? What are you talking about? What is this or whatever? What are you talking about? I got these powers and all this stuff. I'm confused. It was an identity spell that was put on them. So these are really the same people. Now we was talking and thinking that maybe they had the spirits or these people transform or inside this body, a different shell, you know what I'm saying? So baby Beverly was really Queenie, and then so and so was really Mallory, and then the other girl was really Coco, but that was not the case. Okay, these are all new people that had bitch Dana, that's her name. She like, bitch, I ain't in this shit, okay? Because Michael Landon came downstairs and he was looking at them like, what's up, bitches? Okay, what y'all doing here? You thought the jig is up. I thought I killed y'all asses, but bitch, we finna go to war. Dinah was like, bitch, I amassed $1 billion fortune, okay? Empire. I ain't trying to get up in this shit. I'm just trying to get along, okay? You can fuck with them. I'm just here to be here, okay? Coco, she's still worried about, dying and Brock killing her and all that stuff, girl, whatever. So we get back to the school. I just had to, because I had missed that in the beginning. We get back to the school and we see, Zoe teaching them and how to turn the flower with different colors. And I guess Mallory is something special. Now, she was able to turn the white rose into a blue rose, and then took the petals off and then turned the petals into these blue like insects that was flying around. And at this point, before that, what's her name? Cordelia wasn't really impressed that much, but when them insects starts flying around and then turned back into the rose petals and turned back into a white rose petal in her hand, she got, intrigued a little bit. And that's when they got summons to go to this council. And they go to the warlocks or whatever. Basically, the warlocks is telling them that it's a new bitch in town and his name is Michael. And they didn't say what his name was, but they just said, he could be the alpha and we need you to go through the 7 wonders test. She was like, bitch, I'm not gonna do that because I already lost somebody trying to push them through that thing. And I was like, oh yeah, just like you lost your other girl, Queenie, who ain't here, you left her ass. And she was like, pray tell said, and she had to be a sister, huh? We see her. I see you, girl. I said, bitch, I fell out laughing when he said that shit. But Cordelia was like, first of fucking all, that ain't even what happened. I'm all about equality and everything. But what happened was she got trapped up in Hotel Cortez. And I can feel that her life force had just went out. So I went there to go get her. This is a fucked up hotel that's in a whole different type of realm. Okay? I can't even get this bitch out. And they show her going multiple times trying to get Queenie out. And when he got to that last double door to get her out, she never could get out. She would just disappear. So her soul was in there and it was just trapped in. You can tell that the dude who was the head of the hotel, he knew that she wasn't coming out because she wasn't worried. Okay? And so she was like, I'm not trying to put nobody else through that. And there would never be no fucking alpha or nobody ahead of the supreme. The women have better power with the magic, better access with the magic and everything because it's the testosterone that slows y'all down or whatever. Basically saying the women is better with magic than men. Okay? And they was Pray Tell was was like, excuse you? Okay. And at this point, Cordelia shut that shit down. But she felt the presence that she couldn't understand. And soon enough, we go and we see Michael. I'm thinking that he hearing all this stuff. He is like, contacts in his eyes blue piercing, like he's in a daze, and he's not looking down at what he's doing, but he is also sketching out and coloring Hotel Cortez. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, we see him go to the hotel, bitch, and he gets Queenie out. He said, Evan Peters, who was playing the hotel owner, told Queenie to get your ass up in there and go with him. She was like, what for? I ain't gonna leave. He said, no, I think you need to just go with him. And he knew right then and there that it was over because he took them cards that they was playing and he said they was playing gin for like over 55,000 times already. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I guess solitaire it is. Okay. He done took her out. It was like, why are you coming to get me so I can prove something for what somebody else couldn't do? I said, well, Michael, you better do that shit. Then we found out that little Madison down in her own little hell in the afterlife, in the afterworld or whatever, customer service, and this lady talking about the crack pot don't work and it got maggots and stuff in the inside. They making fun of her. She down there folding towels, and Michael went down there to get her. Okay, Queenie and Madison, Queenie calling her a hoe and a bitch and all that shit. She just happy to see the bitch. And when back at the school for the boys, we see Cordelia and them walking out. Bitch, when they got on that elevator, I was like, see, that's my Halloween costume. I gotta go get me some black slacks, and I gotta go get me a jacket or whatever tied up in the middle. That's simple as fuck. And I need to get a wide brim hat. It's like a formation hat too, but Zoe did that shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And I'm probably gonna put a little cape on the back too, to fuck it up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just do a little something different. You know what I'm saying? Simple but subtle but sweet. And so they come outside. And soon as they come outside, bitch, we see these fetuses. Okay, 3 sets of them. All right. I said, get the camera off of Queenie legs. Okay, Queenie and her. Anyway, I ain't even finna do that. I ain't gonna do a fellow big bitch like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We out here trying. So, hey, it is what it is. And Cordelia sees them and she passes the fuck out. And we see Michael just looking all refreshed. He got a new cape on, bitch. He ain't dressed up like he was dressed with the other boys, okay? He got a cape on and everything. And I'm sitting here like, you's a bad bitch. Michael just proved you wrong. That's the motherfucking alpha. He did what you couldn't do, baby. She said, with all my powers, I couldn't get them hoes out of that goddamn Cortez hotel, bitch. Michael came there and said, come with me. Come with me. Hail Mary. And walked the fuck on out of that thing. I said, well, shit, Michael, way to prove a goddamn point without really trying. Okay? And that was how the episode ended. I said, you know what? This was cute. This was cute. Basically, the moral of the story is Michael Langdon is a bad bitch. That's what it is. The bad bitches of all bitches. You know, that motherfucker could be Aang up in this bitch. He could be the Legend of Korra up in this bitch. Because he can fire bend, air bend, water bend, earth bend, bitch. He can take people from the afterlife and shit, bring them back. Come on now. Like, he's just a bad bitch. He's just a bad bitch. It is what it is. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode, and I will see y'all later. Peace.